руки те, кто поедет агитировать в метро. Раз, два, три.
Alexei Navalny, surrounded by his supporters. He posted a message on the internet, summoning them to this underground station. His campaign slogan is "Change Russia, start with Moscow." He sends his campaign volunteers out in groups.
Мы едем тоже, да, юго-западный. У нас все одинаковые.
I'm pleased to be fronting this movement, which tens of thousands of people here in Moscow support. We're fighting for power in Moscow. We want a better life for us and for our children. These elections are a first step. Conditions in Russia need to improve.
The elections for mayor are taking place in just a few days. His team is highly motivated. Most of them are very young, familiar with Navalny mainly through his blog. That's how Yelena Slesarova knows him. In the last 5 years, Navalny has published documents online that reveal political and state corruption.
I work and I pay taxes, so it's my money that's being embezzled too. My parents' money as well. They also work and pay taxes. That's why I want to have a say in how we live.
Here in Moscow, people increasingly feel that change is once again possible. Within the opposition party Yabloko, the mood is one of optimism. Its leader, Sergey Sobyanin, says he's never experienced anything like it before. He sees Alexei Navalny as a key figure. Many are pinning their hopes on him. But to supporters of the center-left Yabloko party, he's too radical.
He's an opposition politician, and we have worked together before. But then we expelled him from the party because of his nationalist opinions. We don't think much of his political beliefs.
This footage shows Navalny taking part in a march organized by Russian nationalists, and not for the first time. He believes that migrant workers from Central Asia are taking jobs away from Russians. Such views might have alienated liberals, but the Kremlin's persecution of Navalny has also helped boost his support. After a controversial trial in July, a court sentenced Navalny to 5 years behind bars for embezzlement. Commentators say that he had become too much of a thorn in the side of the powers that be. He was led out of the courtroom in handcuffs. Across Russia, tens of thousands protested against the verdict. A day later, Navalny was released on bail. Despite his charisma, Navalny does not enjoy unconditional support. Russians don't believe in heroes. An audience member asks, what percentage of politicians' election promises is populism?
A good question. What percentage of my election promises is populism? Over 100%. No, seriously. If I make a promise, I deliver. We have a strategy or draft law for every problem we see.
Gleb Pavlovsky is a former advisor to President Putin. He understands how the Kremlin works, and he says that Navalny poses a serious threat. He dismisses the rumor that Navalny is actually a government mole.
Navalny sheds light on something very different, very new, that the unanimity of the elite, known as the Putin consensus, is a thing of the past. It no longer exists, and that opens up the corridors of power to genuinely democratic politicians.
These days, most people in Moscow know who Navalny is. Even so, Yelena Slesarova and the other campaign volunteers still have to explain what he intends to do as mayor, from cutting red tape to creating affordable housing and putting an end to corruption.
I still wouldn't vote for him. He has no idea how to run a city like Moscow. He doesn't have a clue how the Moscow government works.
I just hope he doesn't turn out to be another one who becomes corrupt the minute he's in power, and that red tape and everything stays the same with just someone else in charge.
Navalny doesn't stand a chance against the incumbent mayor, who is the Kremlin's man. But he could secure 20% of the vote. To his supporters, even that would be an important victory against Putin's Russia.